Hey everybody, how are you? What are we up to today? Panda Arena. The Panda Arena. Panda Rapid Arena. Trying a new time control here. Starting in just 2 minutes. Be the next caller. Join our tournament. We need 3 more players to reach 10. 13 more players to reach 20. Last week, actually the last 2 weeks running, we had 33 players. 33 players is our recent record. Lucas, welcome. 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 Voltaire. There's an awesome pinball machine down the street from me at the pinball museum called Voltaire. Get a Voltaire quote. Chess is a game which reflects most honor on human wit. Interesting, thoughtful, and deep. Mr. Sohan is in the tournament. We've got Sparkle Horse Lucas KK from Antarctica, Promeet, Sack Draw, Marco Ivan, Hiruin KK, Mr. Slowhand Turtle, Acerbate, and Miyamoto Musashi. I didn't watch the Norway chess. I did not. I'm super busy. I gotta work and get ready to move. I haven't been watching any chess or anything for that matter. You know Fo Utsa? It's like People's Street. I don't know, Sonache, it sounds familiar, but I don't know off the top of my head. Food, so I'm not sure. Might be around here somewhere. Off the top of my head, not familiar, but I think I've heard of it. All right, Ugash KK, Ugash. So here we go. It's a Berserk Fest. No. If you're not berserking, I'm not berserking. Not in the first game. I will be there from 6th September for holiday. Interesting. I'll have to check it out where that is. It does sound familiar. I don't know if I'm going to be here 6th of September. We're going to see. I might be here. I might not. That's the secret. It all depends. Oh yeah. So I'll check it out. Check it out where the Foutsa is. So I've got a move in the first part of July. Moving should be, done in July. I've got the World Senior Team Championship. If everything goes according to plan, basically I will try to go to the United States to resolve some issues there, and September would be the best time for me. But it depends. I don't know yet exactly when I'll be going. I might be here in the early part of September. Do not know yet. All right. So I had the similar game. Faux taxi. Faux taxi means like people's taxi. People's street. 6th to 16th September. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind as we make our schedule going forward. Hirun, if I'm here, I'd love to meet you. I'm not committed to anything concrete for September and October. I could go back in October as well. Depends. But I want to get that resolved. My American storage space. Just wasting money. All right. Wasting money. I love wasting money. Don't we all? A6, is that necessary? Hmm. This is my, well, I mean, I did play a blitz game earlier today. A casual blitz game. Which was 3+2. I was black in what was it? My opponent played the Spanish. I was black in the Spanish, but it was a weakish opponent. Lost a piece. That's my only chess today. Although I did stay up late playing blitz. My big thing is playing casual blitz, like unrated. I like to play lots of weak players to build my confidence up. All right. Welcome everybody to the stream. Panda Arena. This is a new time control. I'm kind of looking forward to this because we've done 20 and 30 minutes and 10 minutes, but we've never done 15 before. You know, so I thought, hey, this is a neat idea. Why didn't I do 15 minutes before? You know, I was acting like I've been organizing tournaments as if like you can't have arenas that are an odd number. And it's like, why not? So you divide the 15 minutes to 7.5 when you berserk. It's totally normal-ish. Lurking. Queen's Indian. Is this a BOGO Indian? Hey, is it a Queen's Indian? How did I do that? You know what? It's not easy to play the Queen's Indian in the move order D4, knight f6, c4, e6, g3. I'll just tell you guys right now. I think I'm pretty skilled to figure out a way to get a Queen's Indian out of this move order. A Queen's Indian, it, in my opinion, is probably a little bit better of an opening than the BOGO. Because in the BOGO Indian, sometimes we have to give up the bishop for the knight without really getting adequate compensation. And now we have the Queen's Indian, which that doesn't really happen. All right. Anyways, hey. Cool. So, Kairo's slightly better in endgame now against Magnus. Norway chess. I'm gonna guess that Hans is not playing in that. Not a welcome participant necessarily. Let's see. Good old Hans. Everybody's favorite person. You make your bed and lie in it. All right, I'm going to play d6. I don't know. Is this good? Well, we have a threat. We have a threat. We have a threat. I'll just keep saying that. e5, hello. So we can play bishop g5 or choose a different square. Yeah. Bishop g5, knight d7. It's a normal hedgehog. The pawn on c4 in these kind of lines is always a little sensitive. It's like when you eat like a cold dessert and your teeth hurt. It's a sensitive tooth. All right, guys, we've got, let's see, how many players now? A nice smooth hedgehog for black. Don't touch any of those sharp spines on the hedgehog. You might hurt yourself. Very smooth. I like it. Queen is well placed. White retreated the queen back there naturally. And now well, I mean later I could always play g6, bishop g7 if I want to. Another plane is b5. The b5, d5. Here's a question. It's a hedgehog for me, but white's not playing the Marazzi. Because in the Marazzi, you have pawns on c4 and e4, and white doesn't have c4 here. I'm playing hedgehog. He's not playing a Marazzi. Astrobate, how are you, sire? Today? Hope all is well. Vegas. White is very solid here. Knight 94. 94. 99. $94. What does it do? What doesn't it do? What does it do and what doesn't it do? Yeah. It's a good response. Your response is appreciated. I mean, I can't wait to move back to my old apartment so we can get ambulance sounds on a regular basis again. I really miss that. Now, I did this move h6 to prevent white from playing knight g5. I don't really know if it's necessary. Just another part of the hedgehog. The rear. Which is the rear side? Where's the rear of the hedgehog? And where's the front? Not really sure. Which is which? The head of the hedgehog and the tail of the hedgehog. Jess Riddler is here. Saxec draw. Sun Prism is now in the tournament. R. Brenton, Richard IV. Our hero is. Your hero is trying to trade pieces. No, I didn't want to trade pieces. I don't want to trade pieces. Knight g5, subtle threats. Knight g5 would lose control of the e4 square. Takes. Queen e4 or something. I don't really want that to happen. No, I don't want that. That's okay. I'll pass. You're more congested. I feel like white's pieces are more congested. He's in one square. He's in a cube. We have this. Let's multiply. 6 by 3 is 18, and he's in a 4 by 4. Okay, we're not including the kings in these Sladgy squares. My point is that 3 by 6 is 18, and 4 by 4 is 16, so my pieces are a little bit less cramped up than white's after the move, particularly after the move knight d2. Damn, still at work, unable to play. Jeez, dude. That's a brutal job. It's 7 o'clock, you're still at work. It sounds like you're working at the lumber what the mine or something. I mean, what was that Stephen King Graveyard Shift movie? What was it? It was a lumber mill or something. Got the Graveyard Shift at the lumber mill going on there. How are things at the lumber mill? That's late. 7. What a devoted worker. He's the worker of the month. Oh, shit. No, I have problem. I just realized. I don't have a problem. That was a close one. I thought I had a problem, but it's not really a problem. It's more like an inconvenience. I have a lucky solution. So, Disco, I hope you join us a little bit later. We will be going for 3 hours. This is just the first 15 minutes you've missed. You can always play from the bus, from the Graveyard Shift. Queen e4, knight c5. I was worried about queen e4, but I have knight c5, which keeps things under control. The decision to play d5 was rather simplifying into a symmetrical structure, so I will probably regret this decision. Objectively, if I want to win, I think it's such a fluid position. I shouldn't necessarily simplify. Objectively, I really wanted to play for b5. Rather than d5. Okay. Knight c4. Friend or foe? Foe, Utsa. Black is slightly better. I just paid a shitload of money to toward them fixing these balconies on my building. And I live on the first freaking floor. And now I'm moving out. It's great. It's just great. That's really, really great. Okay. What did we get? A donation? A follow? Shadow Seeker has followed a few seconds ago. Guys, we're hosting a tournament here, Panda Arena, Rapid Arena, for our Panda and Horses team. Do you not join? Want to? Our team, teameth, cometh, Yoda, Lingo. The Yoda cometh. What about my knight? Where would knight like to go? He pre-moved that. That was very powerful. How about in the center? The center, Bishop c5, knocking the knight off its perch there is interesting as well. Power. Oh no. No draws. We got more time. I know this is bad for an arena, but we got more time. We've got a slight advantage. At this point, I don't want to draw. I've got to play for the win. Bishop versus knight. Better king safety very slightly. Twice as much time. I mean, no. Living in a Billy Joel song. Masturbate. He's living in a Billy Joel song. Yes. Now. That is the plan. That is the plan, my friend. The bishop. Mr. Bishop. Permission slips have been granted? Acerbate or not? Would you like to go to the bathroom? You have your hall pass. Distant opposition. No, I mean, this bishop is worth more than a knight, for sure. Whatever Parker Brothers might say. Knight g4. Where are you going? Hey. Batman. Where the heck are you going? Knight g4. Perhaps heading for h2. We are slightly better. Lots of possibilities here. There's a check on c8. Check on c8. Check on. Queen d5. Check on c8. King h7. Queen d5. You can also play knight f8. I mean, black is way better here. But I can't conclusively say I'm winning. You can always join later, exactly. Jess Riddle. I love my position. There's choices, though. You know, should I play h5 to drive his knight back? He went for the check. And knight f8 is very passive. So the plan was pretty much to go king h7. But he's got another check. And my plan, again, the plan was to play f5. And the plan, I think we should stick with the plan. Plan it. Plan rhymes with planet. Pawn chains. Maybe knight e3 is not so bad, but he didn't like that option. Who can blame him? Black's looking very well coordinated here. Super bishop, super queen, super knight, super powers. Yeah, I like that new emote. Oh my god, man. G4. G4 is really pushing it. But I have knight c4. It would allow his knight into f3. Queen c4 looks really strong too. What do you do after queen c4? How about a pawn down endgame? How would you like that? You don't seem like the kind of guy who enjoys pawn down endgames. Knight a1 didn't appeal to him. I think we're winning here. B2 pawn. He could have. I mean, knight a1, man. That's hard to play. This looks good. health bar. The health bar of my position. Now, f5 pawn. We could negotiate a deal for that. I mean, I get 2 connectors. I'll take it. You didn't like that deal. There's b4 square. All right, so oh wow, wow, a4. If knight d4, no, he didn't like that either. Understandable. This took an amazing amount of time, which is bad for an arena. In retrospect, I should have probably like berserk, but I wasn't even warmed up yet. But he could also give up. He should give up. Giving up is always the best option. Sometimes. I'm trying to checkmate myself here, obviously. But I don't think it's going to happen. This is not going to happen. I'm not going to get checkmated with your knight on a2. Needless to say. He's playing it out and about with massive amount of clout. And now go there. Yeah, this game took too long. But the rook pawns are key. Rook pawns are very good, especially against knights. Knights love rook pawns. All right, back tournament. We're in 4th place. Chess Riddler in 1st place. Sack draw. Schumacher. Acerbate with a win already against Richard IV. Alright, we got 2 requests to join the team. Sorry, guys. This player has no games. Hey, you have no games. I gotta decline. Socrat. If you have no games, I've got to decline. We don't allow membership in the team to new accounts that are without 100 Blitz games at least. I apologize, you'll have to get 100 Blitz games or longer. 14 players only for this great time control. 15-0. 15-0. This is like literally the best. It's literally the best time control I ever thought of. 15-0 Rapid Arena with Berserking. So you get 7.5 minutes if you berserk. It's perfect. Wish Morales was here. I miss Morales screaming and crying when he loses on time. Can you tell me what's my mistake, please? A lot of little ones. And that's what Karpov said. for Game 17 of the World Championship in 1990 about Kasparov losing. You made a lot of little mistakes. It wasn't like one big mistake, you know? I mean, I have a lot of experience playing those kind of positions with white, so I can see, you know, what I don't want to see. Um, but there's no like pointing to one move and being like, "Hey, this was your mistake." All right, Astrobate. More pawns or bishop? All right, Astrobate. I'm taking it easy on move one, but now we're gonna play the Sicilian. We're gonna berserk on you. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. No Rossalimos. Don't forget to exchange on d4. There you go. Come on. Faster. Taking too much time. This is sudden death. This line just trades off my Catalan bishop. Yeah. Yeah, I had a game where, well, to be honest, like, I think your mistake, like, technically, it's better to play bishop d2 instead of knight d2. But knight d2 is a move, too. You know, I mean, I looked at it. I had a tournament game 2 months ago in this line. I got a pretty good position and then lost later. After the opening was a success. c5 is a kind of rare move. Astrobate, what the heck are you doing? You've done this before. Don't do it again. He likes this e6. It looks insane. Yeah, I don't like d5. I mean, I'm allergic to Queen's Gambit decline structures. No, I mean, if I wanted to play d5, I would play d5 on move 1. You know, like, why would I play the Bogo and the Nimzo? I don't understand those guys who play d5 all the time. I mean, I'm very much, like, disinclined to play d5. Once I played d5 against Turzo Attila and I got tortured for, like, 6 hours, you know, a player who I feel is slightly weaker than me, you know, tortured me for 6 hours. I don't know, d5, it's just not fun. Alright, Astrobate. Absolutely unprincipled play here by you. Yeah, I don't want to Turzo. Yeah, that's very, very mature. Very mature, Nedog. Torso he's a nice guy. He's a Hungarian. I am, and we played each other in the Hungarian Teen Championship like 5 years ago. And I played d5 in one of those Catalans. I don't know what I was thinking because I don't know what I'm doing, and it just was a disaster. So lucky I didn't lose. All right, Astrobate, bring it on. Got me. How's my Sludgy square? I'm very like, wow, nice. E5, I thought about that. That's a nice idea you got there. E5, you like E5. That's a really nice idea, Astrobate. What about the rest of your pieces? How are you going to move your D pawn? You're not. Oh, okay. Count, von Count. Turzo. Actually, you know, I have terrible pronunciation. You know, it's Turzo Attila. But, you know, this is one of those Hungarian letters that's difficult for a Westerner to pronounce. There's actually a park down the street from me that's got a similar name with an H in there instead of just U. It's Thur, but it's the same name, just a slightly different spelling. Torso. Masturbate is a genius. Sacrificing a knight here. You got good play for that. That's not gonna work. Master. Are you okay, bro? So you're saying he reminds you of Count von Count? I'd like to suck your blood. 1 bishop, 1 queen, 2 queens, 3 queens. I never listened to Turzo streaming, but yeah, I guess he has a pretty typical accent. I feel like, yeah, it depends. Some Hungarians are worse than others. The Hungarians are not necessarily the worst, though. I mean, maybe like Romanians and other Balkans can sound pretty much the same. All right, Asterbate, don't resign. Humiliate me by winning when I'm up a queen. It's fine. Use Fox Wizard. Richard the First. Yeah, Teresa was on my team until 2 years ago. Then he left, and I'm leaving now, so. Hey, I tried to join the lichess club. You got declined, yeah, because you had no games. What? What the fuck? Yeah, it's in the rules. Nothing personal, you know. I just, like, you don't have enough games, dude. I have to be selective, just not, like, you know, accepting everyone. I accept people once they have 100 Blitz games. That's the only thing. You just have like an account with no games. You know, it's a team. I like people to at least have a sort of remotely established account. You just have to have 100 Blitz games. I don't count the bullet. As long as you have 100 Blitz games, I accept everybody. That's why. Bishop f5. Acerbate. Resign. Resign now. Resign now. Save time for your next game. Save energy. Be economical. I'll throw in, if you resign now, I'll throw in an extra squeegee with your purchase of turtle wax. Resign now and get this bonus. Present. You can really see where Acerbate decided to think and decided to give up the thought process. Wait, do you think there was an actual thought process involved in this game at some point? He's highly intuitional. Is that a word? Oh no, I lost it. All right. Highly intuitional. It's nice to see you, Juicebox Wizard. It's been a couple weeks, at least. How are things? How are temperatures in Southeast Asia these days? Must be kind of warm. You can really see where Asteroid said, yeah. Alright, guys. Schumacher's in first place with 6. Saxatraw with 6. I'm with 5. Chess Riddler with 5. Some Prism. We have a total of 16 players. Only half as much as last week. Subterfugialism. Subterfuge. Nedog. It's time for Derby. Derby? Like Demolition Derby, the Kentucky Derby? What kind of derby are we talking about? Oh, no. Derby. How do you know that? How did you know you're getting paired with me? What? How do you know the pairings? You have some kind of foreknowledge of this? Derby. What do you mean, derby? What is that? Some kind of Englishism? Derby. Derpy. It's time for derpy. Feudalistic. Here we go again. No, I'm not going to play a freaking Nimzo. Alright. Sag. You call the biggest rival games derbies. I see. So this is like a football thing. Or any sport. Like. We'll just do this against everybody. I mean. Right. Red Star Partisan. That's the classic. That's the classic. El Clasico. The Serbian El Clasico. The Belgrade El Clasico. So, okay. I don't have a choice. Right? You're telling me I don't have a choice. I have to take this pawn. We're playing some blitz games real quick. Oh my god, it's a trap. Trap! Bishop takes f2 check. King takes f2. Queen f6 check. Knight f3. Queen takes a1. And speaking of cooking, y'all, I mean, I'm probably losing there. Take, take, check. Knight f3 takes. Bishop c3, queen a2, and then I lose g7. So that's a really nice move you got there, brah. But I also have queen f6. Queen f6 might be a better version. Queen f6, knight f3. It's basically the same thing. Queen f6. Yeah, queen f6, knight f3. Queen a1. I'm not doing that. So one question is bishop d4, which looks like a waste of time. So my instinct... My instinct is to go back to e7 and say, like, okay, you win. That's a nice pawn you've got there on b4. Schumacher is playing... Okay, you're playing the Polish attack? Wait, the Polish attack? What's that? I'm not going to play d5 again. Knight f6. You're going to regret that. The guy's crazy. He played b4. What can I do? b4 is insane. This is worse than the first game. Like, our other Catalan friend had a far less suspicious c4 pawn. If you're going to play the Polish, this pawn, you know, needs like the bishop to protect it usually here. So I think our essentially, I could play knight e4. Again, a lot of exchanges. Essentially, our hedgehog play against this c4 is difficult to answer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird. I mean, there was no call to play b4. It was kind of like he was hoping for that trap. You know, it was the hope chess. b4, bishop takes f2 check, king takes f2, queen f6 check, knight f3, queen takes a1. You know, the whole thing is basically like hoping that I go into this thing that isn't good for me because he traps my rook on h8 at the end, you know. But that's not how we're supposed to play chess. We're not supposed to just like, you know, oh, let's hope our opponent makes a bad move. No. Do I really want to play a6? I really do. Another hedgehog. But this, I gotta be fast. Chess riddle. Be careful with that unpausing thing. You can get trapped in like a doom loop for a long period of time. Yeah, you're like timed out or whatever. You pause too many times or something. It happened to me last tournament. You gotta like, it's like a penalty. You're on a penalty timeout for pausing too many times. Be careful about refreshing. You gotta wait for the green bar to fill up or whatever before you can play again. Wow. c4 pawn is just hanging. What am I missing here? You've got some kind of trick again? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm going to need to see your license. Your chess license. That was the problem with White's setup. That's a fianchetto weak point. Multitasker. You can make dinner and play in my tournament at the same time. What's the weirdest multitasking you ever did? While seeing my teeth and playing chess at the same time. Okay. No, you lost some time on making dinner. Oh. I thought you, like, paused. But I guess it had the same effect. You missed your game. Therefore, you were paused. And now you're, like, on punishment. Just have to wait for your jail term to end. And sometimes when your jail term is over, it looks like it goes back to pausing you again. And then once it's over and you've done your penalty, you have to like refresh the page. Mr. Coffee's not here. He was here when I went through this last time. Yeah, I missed like Last tournament, I think it was, or 2 tournaments ago, I missed like 20 minutes of the tournament for this. Shake the oven. Do you have like a tilt mechanism? You shake the oven? I usually only do that with like pinball machines and stuff. Knight e4. That is a funky move. That is a massive, massive, disgusting cheap shot. Hoping for what exactly? Rook takes. Knight takes f6. Knight takes f6. So I'm gonna take here. Get 2 pieces for the. I get 2 pieces for the rook. So I've got a pawn and 2 pieces for the rook now. And then we're gonna play for the outposts. South pole. I think your rooks are gonna really enjoy this. Your rooks are gonna really enjoy this structure. Lots of open files. They're gonna enjoy the knight on c4 that's coming. I can pretty much guarantee that. Oh no. Is your knight? Your knight. Is your rook trapped? How's your knight doing? Yeah. His knight is really doing great. Come on. Bring it on. Check. And what's the increment now? How much is the increment here? Damn it. Got this tricky shit. I let you have a little bit of pseudo activity. Fuse box upgrade. Oh my god. Are you threatening me? I guess so. Wow. Unbelievable. I have to rely on cheapos. Unbelievable, dude. Try hard. Have that. Oh my god. Look at him go. Look at that speed. Look at that speed. Oh my god. He'd never resign. I dropped all my pieces in a totally winning position. Horrible. Horrible. Oh, the air fryer. Yeah, it needs to be microwaved. Microwaving your bear meat doesn't necessarily remove parasites. Information you might want to keep in mind. Why is Lafong like streaming at the same time as me? What time is it there? Does that guy stream like 24 hours a day or something? Alright. Resume. Air fryers are cool. I should get an air fryer. I never tried. But I mean, is it better? Like, if you get an air fryer, is it better to get like the standard like air fryer, or like the kind that's like a kind of air fryer toaster oven? There's two types, right? Tipos. Where's Arsenal fan? He loves a good conversation about cooking recommendations and the 5L air fryer. Alright. Richard playing Schumacher. The angry Schumacher. Look at this, dude. Schumacher is on tilt. He must be on tilt after that game. He almost came back down 2 pieces and a pawn. 2 pieces for rook and a pawn. Completely lost. I dropped the knight. I didn't see it. It took him like 15 seconds to realize my knight was hanging. Picked up my knight. I'm totally lost. You have a $45 air fryer. Fried chicken and boogers. Burger. Mr. Slowhand. Burger. Borgor. Yeah. The boulder. No, boulder's bishop c4. This is an improved... I was doing this yesterday. Improved boulder. We don't waste time like getting hit by d5. Get Mr. Slow out of book. Oh, fuck, I forgot to berserk. There goes my berserk streak. Damn it, why didn't you berserk? I would remember to berserk. Shit. We play for IQP. It's like a French. You play for IQP? Watch the F2 square. Also, in the French, 94 tends to be a real bitch. So I'm going to have to be careful of that later. I'm just playing this to get out of Mr. Slow's book, but really in 15-0, this was meant to be played in like 7 It was meant to be played in a berserking game. I didn't want to play this non-theoretical crap with max time. Now it doesn't have that great of an effect. He has time to find good moves. Get a pure air fryer. Pure air. Wait, an air purifier? Or a pure air fryer? And does it fry just pure air? I mean, do I have to get my air purified? Do I have to get my air purified before I can fry? Can I get an air purifier that also fries the air? Autopilot. I want to get a robot dog. The Chinese army has robot dogs that now like have machine guns strapped on their backs. Like Black Mirror. That's great. Alright, anyway. From air fryers directly to robot dogs. Yeah. From technology to technology. On the theme of technology. You know, this could be a good Bodler. I'm tempted to play another bishop move. But I think we should stick with the theme of developing our pieces. Something that some of our friends oftentimes forget about. Masturbate. Not wanting to name any names or anything. You know, this may not be such a good move. What happens if that happens, and that happens, and that happens, and that happens? So if that happens, and that happens, and then that happens, and then that happens, it's a lot like a Tarash Queen's Gambit. No, I heard Juice Box Wizard that like the Chinese military like conducts like collaborative military exercises with other like Southeast Asian nations, and they're using these like robot dogs. I don't know which ones exactly. At least robot dogs, you don't have to feed them. Yeah. Can't treat robot dogs inhumanely. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the episode of Black Mirror. That was the best Black Mirror episode ever. Bishop e7. Yes. Yes. Take. No. Maybe. Okay. 13 minutes. Too much time to waste on this game. Mr. Sloth. We're going to go with active development here. Alright, no more Asian dog jokes. I walked by a Korean restaurant today. So the point was, I thought I had a tactic here. The active word being thought I had a tactic. Bishop takes c4, takes, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, d5. That would all be fine and good. But you have bishop takes c3, at least. So I have no tactic. Basically, at the end of the day, I have no tactic. And I have like a weird Tarash where my pawn is on c2. What the heck am I going to do with this pawn on c2? That's kind of a disaster. Robot rabies. Robot babies. Right? Okay, maybe I have some threat here. You know, hey, maybe I can have a threat. Oh, the old, like, knight takes c4 d5. That's the only thing I can think about. Is like taking this pawn as some kind of push threat where I'm forking your pieces. It never works. That's what I get for playing the Bodler attack, or whatever it is. I don't know what this is called. The Get Mr. Slow Out of Book line. Guys, we're raising money for the World Senior Team Championship in Krakow, Poland, July 1st. July 1st to July 12th. I'm in US Team 2. Team 3. But we're self-funded. We're self-funded. We don't have a billionaire backing us like some American World Team Championship teams. So, every man for himself. It's going to be my only tournament. Most likely only tournament this summer. Find it in your hearts to donate. Alright. I'm still in first place. Sun Prism is 9, has 9, Sac draw 8. Takes a while to win games here. Oh, I visit Boston Dynamics, who make those robot dogs. Okay, Yoda. Poland sounds awesome. I've never been to Poland, sadly. So, well, anywhere like further north, I guess, is good this time of year. Krakow's not that far. I was surprised that Krakow's even closer than Prague. So I'm actually debating whether I should go with a plane or just go with the train. It's like an 8-hour train. I mean, I took the train to Prague. I've gone to Prague both ways, with the plane and with the train. I mean, it's such a pain to like go to the airport, wait in the airport for hours. I mean, by the time you like wait in the airport, take the taxi to the airport, go there, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, even on a short flight, like, by the time you spend like 3 hours, another 3 hours, it's like, you know, going by plane probably takes like 6 hours, and going by train takes 8. You might as well just like take the train. It takes like 2 hours longer than going by plane. Change in politics due to change of politics. Like, I might get assassinated on my way through Slovakia or something. No. I don't know what you mean by that exactly. Change of politics. Maybe I'll get hit by a Russian missile. Maybe planes have a higher chance of getting shot down by Russian missiles or something. I don't know, man. We're pretty safe here. Poland's been scrambling jets this week because the Russians were shooting missiles so close to the border. They blew up like a do-it-yourself warehouse in near the Polish border in Ukraine and killed like I don't know how many people. But they were scrambling the NATO jets or whatever. All right. Anyway, focusing on things at hand here. Do I ever have knight takes c4? Bishop takes f6. It's just like a Tarash Queen's Gambit, except my pawn is on c2 instead of like e3. So I can never do like b3 because I'll get like whaled on this diagonal here. b3 would be a key break. Now we could maybe maneuver the knight back. It's like I'm playing the Borisov here. Mr. Slow's been very careful. Bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6. You know, in the Tarash, like Queen's Gambit, there's lines where they take with the G pawn. There was a famous game, speaking of Poland, there was a famous game where Rubinstein tragically lost with white, which he almost never did. He lost against Dosidmirsky in some tournament where Dosidmirsky was like totally lost. He like let Rubinstein wreck his pawn structure with bishop takes f6, G takes f, and then like Rubinstein blundered in a very, very good position. It was horrible for black. You'd likely get into a good conversation on a train. Weird Serbian horror movie, like Hostel or something. Maybe I'll find some people. If it's like a Serbian horror movie, they'll be like gangster, they'll be like Balkan gangster, football hooligans who like kill me and sell my organs for money. Yeah. Anyway, Queen D2. You have good imagination there. Powerful imagination. Queen E2 just developing. Bishop F6, Bishop F6. Knight takes C4 doesn't work. Nothing works. Nothing ever works. So if nothing ever works, we'll just make the routine developing move. There's a movie about Bratislava. Oh. Well. Yeah, I mean, I think that Central Europe is a little more safe than let's say Southeast Asia or Latin America or something. I'll take my chances in Bratislava. We're pretty civilized around here. Oh no, I mean Serbia makes great films. Well, Kusturica is big friends with Putin, I think, now. Knight takes. Should take c7 or knight takes c6 first. Bishop takes c7. Knight takes c5. Bishop takes c7. Knight takes c7. Queen takes d4. Of course, like, Kusturica is one of the most famous directors, I mean, in the world. He made amazing movies. Black Cat, White Cat. What was the other one? The way he captured, like, Balkan sort of gypsy culture, underground, right, is unbelievably, like, outrageous and authentic at the same time. It's really, really funny. Yeah, I know. My dad is a war criminal. But are they Red Star fans or Partizan? We'll have to ask, we'll have to ask, our Serbian friends. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's weird, you know? It's weird. They have a lot of bitterness over the whole NATO thing, and I get that. Queen takes d4. Hey, what the heck is going on here? Am I up a piece? Does anybody know what's going on here? Bobby Fischer. It's all Bobby Fischer's fault. All right. Rook takes e4. I'm up a piece, damn it. Does anyone understand this position? Okay, bishop c5. And he takes c2. I guess. Well, that's a weird position, huh? I don't lose a whole rook. It's like a half chicken. Do you like half chicken or whole? You go to Boston Market. The idea is to lose half chicken. I want a half chicken. Hmm. Yeah, I was thinking the other day. Serbia is definitely safer than Mexico. No, I mean, Hans was there for a long time. They could put up with Hans. I mean, if Hans lived through living in Serbia, they didn't beat his punk ass up. you know, or like harvest his organs. Serbia was like the best place to play chess during the pandemic. They also were like one of the first countries to like widely distribute like vaccines. Remember that when we had no COVID vaccine, Serbia. I was almost going to go to Serbia because Hungary was like really late in rolling it out. But Hans was freaking living in Serbia for years during the COVID pandemic, or I don't know how long he was there, but it was pretty long, like a year or something. There's a lot of tournaments, and in fact now, Bijak, in all seriousness, jokes aside, Adelix playing in some tournament now, was just playing now. There's tournaments like all summer. You can play in like 3 good tournaments in Serbia. Silver Lake Open, Paracine. There's all kinds of tournaments. It's a lot of chess going on. Don't touch my minor pieces. Look at this guy, the tactic wizard. Speaking of Juicebox Wizard, tactics wizard, Bishop D5. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? He finds that move with 1 second, 1 minute even left. Bishop D5. I give up. Bishop D5, Rook E5. Unbelievable. Bishop takes B7. Rook B8. I have Bishop takes B7. Rook B8 and Bishop D4. There's lots of tournaments. There's also a good tournament in Croatia coming up. The Split Open, which is nice. Ba-da! 2 bishops for a rook. My favorite material balance. Bishop D8, Bishop D6 winning? Really? That's weird. I thought there was some problem with that move. No, I thought I had a problem with that move. Guy could get a bishop attacked or something. This is fine. This is totally winning. There's no need for better. This will get the job done. You are dead. Good thing I have control of the B1 square. Oh, yes. Bishop endgame. Alright, Mr. Slow. Nice game, nice try. Guys, we have another request. Theory Knower with 19 games. No, I can't. I'm sorry. You know too much theory. Can't allow that. Theory knowers are not allowed. But in all seriousness, I don't know why we had the drop off in players. Last 2 weeks it was 33, and this week just 18. Where'd everybody go? They've gone to Betson's. Nedog, sack, draw. Wow. What was that opening? Interesting. Alright, back to Panda Rapid Arena. I'm still in first place somehow. I don't know how. Chess Riddler, where did he go? Drown the Clown just joined us. We got Sacrificial Ninja. But it feels like a lot of regulars are missing. Okay, Lucas dropped out. Promi dropped out. And Miyamoto. It's like some people left, and some people didn't even make it tonight. Attacking both rooks. Yeah, I don't understand. I thought I saw something was wrong with Bishop d6. Peppa Pig. Preppa Pard. John Luke Prepard. Mr. Sloan, where is everybody today? Just like good weather? Getting close to summer? Promethean, what happened to you? Alright. The Revenge. Revenge. Gotta think of something new to play against the Karo Khan. Had an idea. What was it again? What was my new idea? Well, anyway. Ninja guy? Squeezing Ninja. I never play the exchange variation. Well, let's see what he does. I bet he faces this all the time. I bet everybody asks you that. I normally play c4. Oh, this is some kind of, like, pretty new system. Systematized. Screw that, man. I'm just not even gonna play that game. We are out of here. Keep it simple. That's a nice knights for bishop you've got there. I agree. 2 knights versus 2 bishops. You know, this is just like not a fun position to play, especially for black. I was thinking that maybe I should play more practically in faster time controls. I was thinking about players who just play like real fast, reflexively, or simple positions. Man, b6 is kind of weird. b6 weakens the c6 square. It's like you want to play bishop b7 because you like your bishop being bad. It seems really counterintuitive. Or you're just going to play for like a bishop a6 cheapo. Just in case of a5, I'll play rook fb1. I don't know what your intention is there. But I think that most players would agree that b6 is a pretty strange move. Just keep it simple. We got an hour and a half left. We're halfway through. Asterbit, you got any wins yet? Juicebox Wizard, you're not playing. You're talking about this game? I'm tempted to take. I'm like fully going cheesy noob. Although, I don't mind if you play g5. I'll give him the chance to play g5. He deserves a chance. Everyone deserves a chance to play g5. It's too late for you? You mean too late, late. It's like too late, not literally too late. It's like literally too late. You played the white side of Sveshnikov. Okay, I was wondering that, I didn't know what that was. I thought... It's funny that you play the Scotch Gambit, but you play, like, mainline Sicilians. But you did play the Spanish against me. So you're more than just a crappy Gambit player. Is what we're trying to establish here. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it could have been some kind of e6 Sicilian. But you were castled. It looked like you were castled queenside, no? It doesn't happen every day in the Sveshnikov. It can. You like the f5 square, do you? See, that's why it's important to have your bishop on b7. I think he should just totally never play b6. His bishop should stay on the c8, h3 diagonal. And, you know, the thing is that Schumacher is a Caro-Kann player, but he's essentially playing the French. You know, earlier, Mr. Slow also had a French leg structure. Maybe Mr. Slow could play the French, but he also prefers to play Sicilians. So we're getting these people in the positions where they're playing like stuff that they don't typically really see. This is ugly. It's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. Knight h6 seems kind of greedy, but yeah. All right, I gotta play fast. It's 5 minutes. Okay. Structure or pawn? It's more concrete. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. It's a little counterintuitive. I'm gonna bring the knight back. I don't like a knight out there just kind of in limbo. See what he does. It's a nice day for a structure. It's a nice day for a structural advantage. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. Wow. I mean, just because I did that doesn't mean I'm going to leave it there. Hmm. I was just kidding about that. Come on, man. Leave me alone. I'm asking for it here. Oh my god, this is such a stupid move. Alright. Yeah, dude, okay. He wanted to play that before. Time. Time. You had bishop a6 there. That's so sick. I think it actually worked. Holy shit. Bishop a6. What am I gonna do after that? Maybe somebody would like to tell me what the hell I was gonna do after that. Bishop a6. Terrifying for white. It was terrifying for a moment when he had bishop a6. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm losing the exchange. I guess I just have to take it. And how bad is it? I lose the rook on e3. I don't know. His rook is pretty ill here. He has two bad pieces. Still kicking. Oh no. Alright. It wasn't easy to play with that structure for black. You know it's not easy. You know, he missed a shot. It's like you gotta be looking for your ways to get your light square bishop into the game. That was a golden opportunity he had. Bishop a6. He completely missed it. I didn't see it to the last minute. I think I literally have to lose an exchange. Sacrificial ninja. Hmm. Who is this sacrificial ninja? Which is repertoire? French defense with white. Mm-hmm. I wonder who sacrificial ninja is. They played an interesting line there of the accelerated dragon with queen b6, which someone else I know plays. Coincidence? I'm trying to suppress like a allergy. I think I'm about to sneeze. Okay. Sac draw with f4. What? M game? Just sending a cheat detected? Okay, like sometimes that can happen when people like accidentally leave a window open or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean someone cheated. It just can be like, it could be like a real accident, I guess. They got flagged by the system automatically. No, I mean it could be like somebody really cheating, but it could also be like sometimes what happens is like you're analyzing a game. Maybe you played a game, you're analyzing it, another game starts, you leave the tab open and you forget or something. I think it's like an innocent mistake. I mean, I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. Um, Berserk. Very interesting thing about Sacrificial Ninja, though. Wait, it's not berserking. I'm gonna fall asleep. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna fall asleep. That beer was good. Sacrificial Ninja 101. Hey, Sacrificial Ninja. Do I know you? Are you someone who has like another account here on the stream? We won't, if you do, I don't want to like give it away or anything. You're not forced to admit if you're like a Smurf account. I just saw that you happen to play the same line with Queen B6 that one of my students plays. That's your only Twitch account. Okay. So it's just a coincidence. Well, you're about the same rating as my student, and I thought it could be his new Smurf account. Hey, Smurf. Papa Smurf account. Okay. So King's Indian attack. Attack. Oh, Queen B6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because not too many people play that. Like, I haven't really played it myself, but I played against him. I saw Shabala play it once with Queen B6. There's also Queen B6 like without Knight C6. You can play Queen B6 even earlier, like on move 3. There was this tournament where I saw Shabala lose to Ponomarev years ago. Years and years ago. A million years ago. Shabala doesn't really play the accelerated dragon much. Maybe he did try it for a time, but it never caught on so much, the Queen B6 ideas, but I think it confuses people. It's not that bad. There's some interesting like ideas. It's always good to come up with something different against Samarazzi. Although I feel like almost no matter what you play, it's always the same result. Like, white will get a slight advantage. It's sort of irregardless, like which variation of the Marazzi, which setup black chooses. You gotta kind of keep people off. You gotta kind of keep people off guard. It's not easy playing the black side of the Marazzi. It's very unpleasant and kind of torturous for black. And I mean, to be honest, I don't think like black can realistically ever count on really winning. You can win against weaker opponents. Against stronger opponents, you just have to be ready to like accept a draw. In February, I had this game against this Slovakian GM, Nicholas Manik, and I was completely happy to just make a quick draw. On the black side, what am I going to do on the black side of Marazzi? Even though the guy was like 2390, I mean, you gotta beat him with the black side of Marazzi. If anyone like 2300 or above is white against me in the Marazzi, I kind of have to be willing to take a draw. So, if you desperately have to win, then playing the accelerated dragon is probably not a good idea because of the Marazzi. But I guess like most openings are like that. At the end of the day, if you play e4 e5 and the opponent plays the Royal Pez, if they play the exchange variation, it's pretty hard to win with black. Almost every opening has that kind of thing. I think you have to really roll the dice if you want to win with black, with some dubious openings like the modern defense or... Anyway, alright, back to the thing here. Yeah, I don't know, we didn't get quite as many players as usual here today. This is interesting. Speaking of throwing me off, well, he played a little bit of a strange setup, omitting c3, which is a bit unusual. I omit. I had a game 8 million years ago, back in the Jurassic period, where I lost a memorable game. It was an upset loss to a lower rated player who beat me with like h4 in this type of setup. I think it was rapid, maybe game 60 max. I was like 2300 and I lost to a guy who was 22 or 2150. But I don't think I can remember if they had omitted c3 or not. There's c3. I mean, honestly, like, if I go back, I can play, now oftentimes I will play e5. I can play e5 with tempo down. Rook b8. Rook b8 is a waiting move of sorts that it's unclear how much value it has. It can be useful to get off the long diagonal, but also there are occasions where like this diagonal will open up and this rook on b8 would be like an issue. An issue. But it looks like a standard King's Indian attack. Now. Never played bishop e6, bishop takes c4. Other life lesson I learned a long time ago. I don't know what got into me, but this one game in the New York Open, it's one of those cases of like, I don't know, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking when I did like bishop e6, bishop takes c4 in a game? Okay, the position was a little bit different, but why would I ever want to make that move? It's my good bishop. I have a backward d file. Yeah, doubling pawns, I guess. I guess that's what I was thinking, man. Speaking of Sung Prism, this is like your soul brother. He's playing your song, man. We had like the exact same game. It's your best. I only have 2 bishops, and one of them's better than the other. I mean, this bishop, it's a King's Indian bishop, where it's blocked by the pawns at e5, and okay, in this case, h6 as well. You know, so most of my pawns are on dark squares. What was I thinking when I did that? And then I got... It's always those games where you get tortured for 100 moves. It's, for me, like, the games I remember the most are, like, the 100-move draws, you know, for some reason. The games that always, like, stick out in my memory are those the really long games. Not just the draws, but, you know, anything that's, like, over 90 moves. You tend to remember those games. The time I had, like, an 8-hour game with Walter Brown, I lost. The 100-move game in this thing with bishop takes c4. The time Torzo tortured me. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, maybe f5 is a mistake. Maybe. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this position has like been reached in OTB game, but I did play e5 in 2 moves. I don't know about rook on b8. The white setup is absolutely like typical. There's this one Serbian grandmaster who had a game against me online, like in a blitz game. I can never remember his name for some reason. I have this like mental block against it. You guys have that where there's somebody's name that you know you can never recall it? I'm terrible with names and stuff in general, but it's always like the same ones that I get blocked on. This one name I never remember. Something weird about his name. It's an older Serbian grandmaster. His name starts with an S. And it's not one of those IC. It's not one of those IC names. No, I mean his last name starts with an S. You know, most Serbians are like IC, itch. He's not like a typical itch name. Djokovic, Jukic, you know, those type of things. I guess that's what throws me off. Grishuk. Like big, massive names I remember. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna forget who like, you know, Grishuk is. It's the lesser guys. You know, the random 2,500 players that you've seen their games, but you're like, you never met him. The guy has some interesting ideas. I stole one of his ideas in English. For black. Yeah, Jula Sachs. I mean, yeah. Goulet. Hungarian grandmasters I remember for the most part. But I actually, you know, played in the same tournament with Sachs before. I guess it's harder to remember people that you never met or saw face to face. It's like a name association game. Wesley So is not a Serbian grandmaster. I said a Serbian grandmaster. He's a Serbian grandmaster whose name starts with a S. And he's older than me, which means that he's not Wesley So. Means he's ancient. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Pawn structure. F4. You're supposed to play F4 yourself. White should have played F4 himself. Okay. I don't know, guys. How are we doing on time? Not great. How do you guys feel about pawn hunting? Wesley So stands really high chance of becoming a Serbian GM. Well, Serrano, right? Or somebody went to Serbia already. Slubiovic. Lubo means love. Lubov. Lubov means love in Slavic. I knew this girl named Lubova or something like that. You know what? I'm gonna go for the door number 2 here. We went for door number 2. Strelok. I think his like online chess handle was like Strelok or something like that. Strelok. It's a Strelok. Strikovic. It is an IH. Okay. So that's weird. It is IC. So I was crazy. It's Strikovic. I don't know why I started convincing myself that his name didn't end in IC. That's weird. Strikovic. I never met him. And he's older. Like 60s, I guess. he had some interesting ideas, but I saw he was playing these King's Indian attack positions with white. Because like when I went through one or a couple of my games, I saw his game like pop up there, playing the same exact position as my opponents or something. Strikovic. Like a solid journeyman grandmaster from Serbia. You never know where people live anymore. I mean, you take people like some people move to different countries. Um, now the center is just too much. Fleet center. That's a nice burger you've got there. I didn't even realize his knight was trapped. I'm just playing chess. Alexa Strakovic. Yeah. Well, I never met Lexa, but I do believe that he plays the King's Indian attack like that with white, with knight h4. I had a friend in Boston who used to play that way with white too, Paul McIntyre. Apparently, he quit playing. He was a FIDE master, pretty good FIDE master. Quit playing and moved to like North Dakota or something. People who can't openly play under the national flag. You just heard Paul's name. Well, I heard that he moved like to some weird place, like South or North Dakota, just randomly. That's pretty bizarre, man. I mean, to live your whole life in Boston and then like move. After living in Boston for like 30 plus years, 40 years, and you move to like the Dakotas. I mean, okay, people can say I'm weird to move to Hungary, but I mean, I don't know how you go from living like your whole life in the city to going to the Dakotas. All right. Oh my god, I didn't berserk. I guess he just likes Christy Noaim or whatever. You heard his name? Well, I don't know, man. We were friends, but I don't know what his problem was. He acted kind of very weird with me. Probably misunderstanding about something. Okay, here we go with the Latvian again. So I hadn't seen him in years. I haven't seen him 20 years. You heard his name. This knight f6 move is new, relatively new. I mean, if there is such a thing as a new move in the Latvian. Engine says knight f6 is black's best move. But interestingly, like, it's never really been a thing. Theoretically, it's not even like a main line in the books. So the Latvian Gambit obviously needs a refresh on the theoretical side. So I never faced this move. I considered playing it in Blitz with Black, and I do realize the engine recommends it as the best move. I've played both, no, not really. Mostly when I tried to play Latvian, I played this knight c6, sleazy knight c6 gambit. Okay, takes is probably critical. People who can't openly play under national flag, I guess they're cheaper than Minnesota. That's random. Did you say you're from Minnesota? I don't remember now, originally. I know you lived in Texas. Well, anything's cheaper than Boston. Yeah, I guess that's a factor. I mean, I don't know, man. When I think of the Dakotas, I'm thinking of like, Deadwood and people toting guns around and shooting bears and shit. It just it's just like it seems extremely isolated. Like I could see maybe Maine. You're from Boston. Why not? Maine isn't that expensive. Why Minnesota? Why the Dakotas? Why not like go in the backwoods in Maine? It's not even that far. Maine is pretty cheap. You can get a place in Maine really much 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 cheaper than most places. I would I wouldn't see the problem. You started playing chess in Colorado. Man, I was seriously thinking of buying like a place in Maine. I mean, stuff like taxes and just cost of living and property costs are lower than other parts of New England. I just couldn't imagine, the drastic change. And another thing, Nedog, do you remember Alex Cherniak? Well, he lives in like I've been told he lives in like Ecuador. He moved to Ecuador. Live your whole life in Boston and move to Ecuador. Okay. That's weird. Yeah, Boston's so expensive though. Snowmobile costs. Hmm. He's in Ecuador. He's a nice guy. I like Alex a lot. So I don't know why Ecuador, um, but apparently he lives in some kind of community that's kind of pretty safe. I know they've had a lot of like sudden gang violence and stuff, but yeah, it's crazy. I know. So all my old Boston chess friends have moved, except for Nedog. So okay, retirement communities. Uh huh. So they're like safe inside like a little bubble or something. I saw this article today about Bolivia. Nedog, do you remember that really hot woman that was from BU? She was Bolivian. She was dating a guy Christian. Um, I saw this article today about Bolivian. She was like an Amazon Bolivian food. Oops, it's your turn. Beautiful, beautiful, striking woman who went to school with us in the same time. I mean, some people are just like Nedog's very beautiful. The CIA has, well, you know about that kind of stuff. Guys, speaking of retirement communities, Nedog, I'm like gutted that Bill Walton died. That's freaking me out, man. It's freaking me out because he was 71. Yeah, Belize is like specialized. I mean, Belize and Panama are. Yeah, I would think like Costa Rica is pretty good too. Um, McAfee was in Belize, right? I can't believe Bill Walton died, and he was 71, exactly 20 years older than me. And I'm thinking about the Celtics playing and winning the NBA championship in like 1985. I don't know if it was before Nedog was a Celtics fan, I'm sure, but I wasn't a Celtics fan, but I watched the NBA finals on TV when I was like um I remember watching the Celtics win the NBA finals in '85, and Bill Walton was like the bench man. He was like the sixth man for the Celtics team, that legendary Celtics team with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge, Robert Parrish. Um, but it freaks me out because it freaks me out. The guy, he's 71. He was 71 already. I can't believe I saw a guy who was 71 playing basketball in his prime. You know what I mean? That's what's freaking me out. You know, a guy I watched play basketball in the prime of his life, age 30 something, is now like 71 and dying. That's making me freak out. You know, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that. Did you guys? He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. He led UCLA to two college titles. There was one where he had like, dude, he made like 29 out of 30 shots for UCLA in a game. Can you imagine that, taking 30 shots and making 29? Like, what the fuck, man? That's insane. You're like a basketball machine. Juicebox Wizard with randomly 89 acres in Belize. Random real estate investments are always safe. You just think you had 89 acres in Belize. You really owned a banana farm in, like, I don't know, Chad or something. Sight unseen. Sight unseen banana farm. Alright, guys. Tournament is winding up. We've got pushing back, way back. Richard plays aggressively, but then he tends to go into defensive huddle. And I've been mentioning that I've had a tendency to do that myself. I find myself doing it when I don't even realize I'm doing it. This might be a mistake. Bishop d2. I should probably play queen f3 first. Because the center is really the most important thing. Uh-oh, Asterbait, can you add him to the team? We can't add you to the team, like, or can we? Wait, I can check. Maybe we can. You were declined, maybe we can add you to the team. Kick someone out of the team. Decline request. Okay, there it is. Are you sure you had a declined request? Because, I mean, I don't see it, bro. You did it already? Alright, I think you should have played 94 there, Richard. You missed your window of opportunity. 94 is a very awkward for me. Very awkward for me to meet that. I'm gonna have to give you my my dark square bishop. If you play 94, I have to let you capture this bishop on d2. It's something of a concession. But also, more importantly, I'm more bottled up and I can't develop. Oh, you're misunderstood. Well, who knows? Now you tell me. That was weird. Alright. Yeah, profile, team. Freaking. Here it is. Decline request. Misunderstood. I can even search. Oh, come on, bro. There it is. Alright. Done. Huggy Bear. I'm just trusting you. I didn't count your games. Nice, nice, nice. We gotta protect h4. Smooth move. But now, the, ooh, that's a nice diagonal you've got there. Alright. Yeah, let's not underestimate anybody here. I'm gonna play c5. For better or for worse? Just ask yourself, what would Acerbate do? A Fianchetto Knight. Richard has skills, you know. He has skills, and Acerbate does as well. You know, I think the secret is you have to strengthen those skills and embrace those skills, and then also like work on your weaknesses. My leading insight into Richard or Brenton here is that he has a tendency. Okay, his openings are shaky. Like playing the Latvian is probably a bad idea. You know, you're basically making your life harder than it needs to be. But you got to be careful not to play overly like defensively when you're worse. Like I've done that. I mean, sometimes you simply don't have any aggressive options. But retreating your back pieces to the back rank shouldn't be done unless it's the last resort. But the Latvian, yeah, I mean, you're handicapping yourself. But you know what? That's okay, because this isn't like a tournament, an over-the-board tournament. This is practice, you know, essentially. And even playing like dubious openings is a good thing. You can play new kinds of positions, learn from it. G5, bro. Pawn sandwich. Would you like a pawn sandwich? How do you like your pawn sandwiches? It's hard to resist this, you know? Piece and pawn coordination. Pizza pawn. See, that's the extra pawn you gave me in the opening. Right there. Thanks for the Latvian. F5 pawn. Not important. No, I mean, it's like you're handicapping yourself to improve your defensive skills. Sack draw, second place. Nedog in third. Sun Prism. Schumacher. Schumacher must have given up, man. G5 is protected. F5 is protected. Got no cheapos. We're losing him. What now? F6. Anyone? Rook E5. Rook E5 would be kind of perverse, dude. I don't think that's really good. I mean, it's entertaining. It's interesting. It's a fancy move. Maybe, you know, at the end of the day, Juicebox Wizard, playing weird openings might be more effective against lower rated players than playing them against higher rated players. Or there can be like certain opponents who maybe they tilt easily and they get pissed off if you play something offbeat. This is a very fancy move. And it's probably not bad. Now, I had trouble deciding on a move there. Basically, you know, this is just about squeezing. We're squeezing. Squeezy bear. Oh, feel free. Would you like an exchange? No, you should probably take it and take your chances. But I have nice pawnage. Taking low-rated players out of the comfort zone. And another way to do that, which is very interesting, is material imbalance. One thing... Uh-oh. Halloween-ness Smurfette slaughtered me, and I think she should not be cheating. Material imbalance is something that weaker players handle badly. So, you know, anything where it's like, okay, 2 rooks for the queen, 2 pieces for rook and pawn, stuff like that. Stronger players who are experienced have... Listen, oof. Stronger players who are more experienced have seen it all before. The pawn... It's pandemonium. I love those pawns. Look at those pawns. It's pawn community. Ask him if he's really a GM. Real GMs are not allowed on the team. Pawns are good, right? Pawns are useful. You found it. Congratulations. That is the only legit defense here. I have a plan. I feel like the Grinch. Oh no. Did that. Good thing I have a knight on G2. How do we finish him off now? Check. This is kind of annoying. This is really annoying. Like, I don't see an easy way to finish black off here. Despite the fact that I have 3 pieces for a rook. Washed up NMs. This is the place. Washed up IMs. Alright, I'm gonna screw this up. I don't see how to finish black off quickly. This is so annoying, bro. Let me try this one more time. And I saw this. Obviously. Oh, you've got another check. Be careful. Alright, now, how do I get his king on h7 is the question. And I get mated on g1. Pepsi syndrome. Oh no. Sac draw. Guys, our next stream is on Thursday. Don't forget. Thursday analysis stream. Mr. Coffee just made it. How was work today? Good luck to book koala. Asian animals. So you're an oceanic animal. Wait a minute. I thought. Hold on. Do koalas count as Asian animals? They would be oceanic. It's a different continent. There's no koalas in mainland Asia, right? Hold on here. We're from different continents. I mean, Panda is from Asia, and koalas are from Australia. Maybe I'm mistaken. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. What's the deal with Oceania? Definitely not. Oof. What's the deal with the formation of Australia? How was Australia formed? Was it originally connected to like India geologically and broke away? Exacerbate. What's the theory on the geological formation of Australia? You know, Juicebox Wizard, since you lost your acreage in Belize, you know, you should really think about investing in Antarctic. I've got a good deal on some Antarctic acreage if you're interested. It's southwest of Dartmoor. Dartmoor just has hounds. The official animal of Dartmoor is the hound of the Baskervilles. Southeast even, southwest. Well, both actually, depending on like which way you go. Right? It doesn't really matter. Like that's kind of funny when you think about it. Wow, Asterbate playing the white side of a King's Indian with no clue what he's doing. This isn't going to end well for white. You know, we've been here before. It's southeast and southwest at the same time. Equidistant. Now what do I do? Land in the Antarctic could be a good investment in as little as 50 years. Dude, seriously, those glaciers are melting fast, bro. The Russians already have research ships down there scouting out for like gas and oil. They're gonna be like, fuck the treaties we signed, you know. No, I mean seriously. That's why Russia's so friendly with like South Africa. That way they have like a base that's like close to uh to Antarctica, Antarctic waters. Nice. E5. How does that work? Does that work? Your PC has 17 outdated drivers and one very annoying outdated freaking virus software program that needs to be deleted. Remind me to delete this program. Wow, 95, 95, Queen D1. 95, 95, Queen D1. Rook D1, Bishop E2, Bishop D1, 95. Alright, this should be fine. I guess they either need to like invade Argentina or you know be friends with South South Africa. The other option would be to like invade like I guess Sri Lanka or something. Or Maybe they can buy Sri Lanka. F4. Sri Lanka has a Taco Bell. That's crazy. Well, they had a lot of civil war and stuff, man. I mean, I think that Sri Lanka probably like went through a very bad period. What is Sri Lanka? What is their? What do they produce? Made in Sri Lanka, like textiles. Tea. Tea plantations. Leave it to an English colonist to remind us what they produce in Sri Lanka. All right. Thank you, Colonel Watson, for your input. Gold and rubies. Yeah, you just have rubies all over the place. They're strewn about the streets. Ruby farms. Dude, they're talking about developing diamonds in labs and stuff. That would be kind of fucked up. I forgot I'm playing Asterbate. Nice move. He found Rook B1. He's hanging tough here. Gotta give him credit. Seriously hanging tough. I like his pawn structure. He's the master of He's the master of pawn islands. How many pawn islands do you have? And do double pawns count as one island or two? Does anybody Has anybody ever even heard of this question being asked before? You heard it here first. One island or two? I should have berserked this game, but I'm still comfortably in front of. Nedog is in second place again. I thought it was just a 1 week freak like occurrence, but now Nedog is like seriously. He's doing it again. This is not a freak occurrence. Oh my god. Oh, no. He's back in third place. It's getting to be like a regular competition. The English colonists. I had an actual relative of mine who was on the Mayflower. My mom was a member of the, like, there's like this club for people who are directly related to descendants of the American Revolution, daughters of the American Revolution. I'm making fun of Richard for being an English colonist. Guilty. Me too. Um, yeah, I just totally forgot about tea, because I'm American and I never drink tea. And it's so important for British culture. Tea plantations. Um, man, Astrobate, how are you like still alive here? He's becoming like the master of defense, dude. Seriously. It's pretty impressive. But I think there needs to be more attention paid to pawn structure. Now here, um, we have a tactic hanging around. Let's see if he falls into it. Nope. No, that was an unexpected move, and probably not a good one, honestly. I don't know how you can conscience like letting my B pawn loose here. I thought like you probably have to, you really have to trade pawns on b6 there, but I was hoping he would bring down the rook on the 7th. But I think maybe I was missing something, a tactic. I was thinking I had a tactic that I didn't have actually. So that's king g2. Really, leaving me to invade. Now, how do you defend f2? Not that way. The other way, like rook f1. Rook f1 is better. Was a better move. This is annihilation. Damn, Nedog, what's that? You submitted a game for Thursday? Regular. It's great to have you back, like really participating in the stream, Nedog. Pilgrim Fathers, 1620. Yeah, I'm like distantly related um to the original Pilgrim settlers. All right. Anyway, back to tournament. I'm also distantly related to Abraham Lincoln, but my friends when I was a kid, like my aunt, my mom's sister did all this like research. But my friends, I remember like they wouldn't believe me. They were like, "Oh, you're making that up. No, there's no way you're related to Abraham Lincoln." They thought I was like just making it up to sound cool or something. It's like I wouldn't make. Who like makes up that they're related to Abraham Lincoln? Like I would seriously make that up. Are you serious? Like maybe Donald Trump would make it up, but I mean, unless you're like a compulsive liar or something, like nobody makes up the fact that they're distantly related to Abraham Lincoln. I mean, this is stupid. Why would I make up something like that? I just remember being in like fourth grade and telling my friends that my aunt had done this genealogical stuff and figured out that we're distantly related to Abraham Lincoln. Telling my friends, they're like, "Oh yeah, right." Like, dude, I'm not making that up. It's a cool factoid. Uncle Abe, we called him. You call me Mr. Pilgrim or Uncle Abe. Okay, I mean it's not that hard to trace your genealogy back to like Civil War era. That's not that tricky like the revolutionary or the pilgrims or whatever, you know. I mean, the Civil War was in the mid 1800s. It's, you know, it's getting harder, but I've got all this like that's why I have to get my storage unit. I've got all these like old genealogical stuff saved in my storage unit that like nobody would care about except for me, you know. But somebody went to the trouble to figure all this stuff out. All right. Anyway, 15 minutes left. Donald Trump keeps comparing himself to Abraham Lincoln, dude. What's up with that? Anyway, I'm not going to get political. Hey, we've got 15 minutes left. Time for one more game with Acerbate. I have a perfect score today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the good news is I don't think I had any lost positions except against Schumacher. No, I did against Schumacher that first game when I was losing on time. When we were almost like down to 8 seconds. I had one from, but you know, truthfully, I didn't have to play anyone high rated today. I've been really lucky. Okay, Lucas. We had a weaker tournament lately, like not a lot of players over 2300. In the past of these tournaments, we had some 23, 2400s. Yeah, one of the claims like he did more for African Americans than Abraham Lincoln. Something ridiculous, dude. It's just like, oh my god. I'm so glad that I like left the United States. I don't think I could deal with living there, you know, like politically, mentally, just it's you too, Juice Box Wizard. Congratulations for being an expatriate. I'm an accidental expatriate. Like it wasn't the plan, you know, it was never my plan. It's like leave and never go back. Totally wasn't the plan. It was never the plan. It was like the plan was to go for a time and go back, you know. Um all right, now Sun Prism, Knight C6. Knight C6 is correct. You're still on the fence. Well, I don't know, man. I'm not that political to get into like who the best president was of the last 50 years or something. Maybe like the only good president we've had, like really good president the United States has had in the last like 50 years is John F. Kennedy. I mean, what it's hard to, but it's so hard, man. I mean, you know, who's that's an easy job. You can't make everybody happy. Like, how can you be in? to be the best president, you got to be lucky. Like shit doesn't go wrong. It's like chess. There's no luck in being the best president. That's such a subjective thing to say. Best president. In what sense? I read an article today about, I think it was in the Washington Post, what Americans think about, how the Americans think about the economy is like totally wrong. There's this like fake, just kind of like total misconception about economics that's like guiding people's decisions about voting. They didn't even have a clue, man. I mean, it's just like they don't even have a clue. You ask people, hey, what do you think about the economy? I mean, are they trained economists? I mean, how are they going to understand? The only thing they understand, they turn on the television, and those guys on Fox News or whatever channel they watch are going to tell them how it is, That's the extent of it. If Fox News or CNN tells you the economy's good or bad, then you believe that. Like most people, they're just being gaslighted. Yeah. I mean, unless you're an economist or you work in the financial industry, yeah, you understand like the cost of living and stuff. Right. Right. I mean, you understand like exactly. Yeah, you understand how it affects you directly. What are you supposed to do? Gas prices are higher. This president sucks. But the thing is, like, inflation is everywhere globally. And that's the thing. Like, it's not Joe Biden's fault that there's inflation. It's the war in Ukraine, it's the pandemic, it's companies exploiting the situation. There's a lot of factors. And the other thing is like it's like chess, very similar to chess. The problem is that people want easy answers to complex problems. They want to blame Joe Biden, they want to blame Donald Trump, they want to blame everything on some simple reason. It's not so simple. The fact of the matter is there are very complex factors that go into this stuff. So, but it's easier to just play the first move that we see, than to think like, oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. All right, Sun Prism. Well played. I don't know. What's going on here? No, I want to make an analogy to chess. It's laziness. People don't want to think because thinking requires thought and energy, and it's easier to just blame the first thing you can think of. They want easy answers to complex. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Just click a button and change the president, and that's going to make your life better. No, it's not. And the truth is, like, it doesn't matter. It's very likely that it doesn't matter necessarily if Donald Trump or Joe Biden is president. Isn't going to make the economy magically better either way, or it's not going to make things magically better. But they hope it does. It's like Carter. Yeah, remember how like the gas shortage during Carter? Everybody was freaking out, man. I thought it was like the end of the world. I was a little kid and I thought like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. There's these huge lines to like getting gas. It was like a nuclear bomb hit or something. People are panicking. And if you look at it in hindsight, yeah, it was a problem, but it wasn't. Nothing compared to the problems we face today, probably. Really, like, not even close. Damn, Sun Prism just crushing me. Alright, I think I best go down 2 pawns. Bishop on g3, just a total disaster. I'm not gonna give you my c3 pawn. Jimmy Carter, you know. But I mean, honestly, Juice Box Wizard, you're kind of playing into that whole thing where just whoever is the president is really that big of a deal. So many factors that go into it. Not just like who the president is. I mean, that's an important thing, but I think it's overrated a little bit. The dynamic is much more complex. What's happening today in our world, it's very possible that the Supreme Court and control of the Senate and the House of Representatives is way more important than who the president is. Necessarily. Even if Donald Trump gets elected, that's 4 years and he's done. And that's just that he takes over. And it's a dictatorship or whatever. But, I still don't think it's going to be. Well, we hope it doesn't come to that. But even if it does, things like the Supreme Court are underrated. But the American government is totally messed up. I guess most governments are. Seems like almost like totally ungovernable, totally ineffective. Like what governments are actually effective? Scandinavia, maybe some European countries have relatively effective civilized governments, but not too many. How many governments in the world are actually like constructive and effective, making like life better for the people that live in those countries? I mean, seriously. All right, guys, 2 minutes left. He can stall. He can stall. I don't care. Sun Prism's in 3rd place. Maybe he's stalling to hold his place over Nedog. Nedog needs to win, man. Nedog doesn't even have a game, so it doesn't matter. Sun Prism with a win. Wow, Sax Sector is playing Misunderstood. That's a tough pairing. Sun Prism beats me. Would get 2nd place. Draws me. What's that, 2 points? It wouldn't make a difference. He has to beat me. I'm down 2 pawns here. I was thinking I was down 1. Why don't you just castle? No? You don't like castle? Snassel? Oh my god, my time. Oh my god, my queen. Compensation for 2 pawns? Dare I suggest it? Dare I imply I have compensation for 2 pawns? Do I have rook a1? Actually, rook a1 is pretty interesting for white. Whoa, where are you going? Where are you going there? Queen e4, you want to trade queens? That's naughty. I don't really want to trade queens. I don't think that's gonna happen. Queen e4, queen c5. Anyway, this game won't count. It won't count. Time's up. Sec draw is done. Sun Prism is done. We're all done. No. Not trading queens. G5. Good idea. Good idea, sir, sire. Didn't want to go there. I'm just going to offer a draw. Because you're going to lose on time. Whatever. White has compensation of some kind. Yeah, that was shaky. That was pretty shaky, that last game. But it didn't count. Good we had you here to talk politics. Juicebox was keeping me busy. Alright, guys. I finished first. 8 games played. So, Sac Draw got second with 11 games played, and Sun Prism got third with 10 games played. And we got 32 points for me, Sac Draw with 24, Sun Prism with 18, Nedog. Damn, Nedog. You got kind of like shut out at the end there, just on the verge. You were almost in second place. Mr. Slow in 5th, Schumacher 6th, Chess Riddler 7th, Cooking Dinner, No with 7, and in 8th place, Discombobulator joined us late and somehow got to 9th place, and Sacrificial Ninja with 9th. Sorry, 10th place. And our favorite, Astrobate, John the Clown didn't play much today. Misunderstood came in late. Richard with 4 points, Roman with 4. Rook Koala only played a couple games. Astrobate got himself a win. He got a win in the first round, and then he went on a little bit of a losing streak. But, at least you started on a positive note there, Astrobate. Not to highlight his accomplishments. Anyway, last game. Wow, this was weird. Igor Schneider versus Mikhail Belarusov, 2002. So Bishop G3. I played Bishop G3. I played that move. Why did I play that move? That was a weird move. I'm tired. Seriously, Bishop G3 was a very strange move by me. I mean, this last round, I don't know. I was just making moves. This was a weird move. I would normally play knight a4, but I guess I saw queen b4 attacked my f4 bishop and my knight on a4 simultaneously. Yeah. That's what I mean, that's why I played the move. I mean, and everybody else played a3. No, it looks like it's good. But it never occurred to me to play a3, but white has a bad score here. So a3 is actually not as good as knight a4. It looks like knight a4, queen b4. Wow. Wait, that's a secret move. c4. That I would not find in a Panda Rapid tournament. I think it's safe to say. There could be themes of trapping the queen here. Wow. Anyway, it's interesting. Yeah, I didn't see that, obviously. So I was afraid of queen b4, and I thought after knight takes c5, you have queen takes f4. The position is probably okay. I'm equal here, maybe. I don't know, but I wasn't that sure. So yeah, bishop g3 is bad. You took the pawn, very greedy. Knight a4. Not the first time you've taken said pawn. Similar pawn against me. Queen b4, c3. This is wrong. Again, c4. Hard to find that move. Yeah, I don't know. I played c3, but I don't think it necessarily does anything. The pawn ends up being weaker on c3. Doesn't improve my position necessarily. Yeah, you had a chance to castle, but it would have involved some risk. Now I'm really hoping you castle, and I have bishop f6. I was thinking that I have this, you know, but wow, you can defend with queen f8. That's cool. I'm actually not really like threatening anything serious there. All right, guys. Anyway, good tournament. Congratulations to me and Sexact Draw and Sun Prism. Thursday is our analysis stream. So let's see some donations and Hype Train going on Thursday. I got a game from Sun Prism and Nadog, and I think a couple other people for Thursday. Thank you, Midshipman, Masturbate, and Captain Saji, and Submariner, Mr. Coffee, for your service on this Memorial Day. Yesterday was Memorial Day. Anyway, guys, yeah. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and we'll be back Thursday night with analysis stream Thursday. So have a great week until then. Thanks, Mr. Coffee and Jeroen, and then our team of moderators. See you guys later. Bye-bye.